Okay, we're live in the Situation Room, and we are tracking a seismic event. This isn't just a new app we're talking about tonight. It is the start of a completely new era in your personal health. As of today, January 13th, 2026, the reign of the internet's most popular and, let's be honest, most anxiety-inducing doctor is officially over. That's right, Dr. Google is retired. The days of a simple headache turning into a self-diagnosed brain tumor, they're behind us.
And here's why. 230 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's how many people every single week were already turning to ChatGPT for health and wellness advice long before this was ever an official product.
230 million a week. Alex, that's not a user base, that's a global phenomenon. So what happens when OpenAI decides to stop ignoring that and lean all the way in? What have they just unleashed on us? They've unleashed ChatGPT Health. And look, this is way more than just a software update. They recognize this massive existing behavior and they formalized it. They've built a dedicated, supposedly secure space inside ChatGPT just for your health info. They're calling it the AI Health Navigator.
Okay, an AI Health Navigator. Sounds impressive, but I've got a dozen health apps on my phone already. My data is an absolute mess, scattered everywhere. How is this any different from the chaos I'm already dealing with?
Exactly. You're suffering from what the industry actually calls portalitis. It's that nightmare of juggling dozens of different logins, apps, and hospital websites, leaving your health data in a million little pieces. That is the exact problem they're claiming to solve.
Their solution is this thing called Wellness Sync, and it's a pretty simple three-step process. First, you have to explicitly grant it permission. It's not automatic. Second, the AI starts pulling everything together, acting like a central hub for all your data. And third, and this is the key part, it starts analyzing all that unified data to find patterns and connections that you, or maybe even your doctor, would never be able to see.
Central Hub sounds great, but what data are we actually talking about here? What can it really get its hands on? Well, it is extensive. It's pulling from your Apple Health, so that's your heart rate, sleep patterns, activity, even cycle tracking. It connects to wellness apps like MyFitnessPal and Peloton. But the real game changer, at least for users in the US, is a partnership with a company called b.well that can sync your actual electronic health records from over 2 million providers. It can even connect to your Instacart account to analyze your grocery purchases.
And this really gets to the heart of the entire strategy here. The idea is to move away from the fear-mongering of Dr. Google and move toward what they call a sandbox of you, a personal space where you get insights based on your real biology, not just a bunch of scary search results. Analyzing my biology. That's a huge claim. Which brings us right to the real question, Alex. Can we actually trust an algorithm with something this important? I mean, is it safe? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And OpenAI's entire answer lies in their secret weapon, a specialized, purpose-built model called GPT 5.2. This is not the standard chatbot that writes poems for you. And this thing was built from the ground up just for medicine. The development took 2 years. They collaborated with over 260 physicians from around the globe. And those medical experts reviewed and scored the AI's outputs more than 600,000 times to hammer home safety and clinical accuracy. This was a physician-led effort, not just a tech one.
And here are the results. This chart shows a benchmark for complex medical reasoning. You can see how the last model, GPT-4o, performed. Then you see the baseline for human experts, and then you see GPT 5.2. It's not just on par with human experts, it's performing more than 24% better. On this kind of task, it's in a league of its own.
Okay, I see the power. Performing better than an expert is... honestly, it's a bit unsettling. But forget accuracy for a second. Aggregating all that data, my heart rate, my lab results, my groceries, that sounds like an absolute privacy nightmare. What's the trade-off here? You've just pinpointed the central conflict of this entire story. On one hand, OpenAI has built what they're calling a privacy firewall. They promise your data is isolated in a walled garden, it's not used for model training, and you can delete it anytime. But on the other hand, critics are raising some very serious red flags. Your data could be subject to law enforcement requests, it moves outside of traditional HIPAA protections, and there are huge unanswered questions about future advertising models and how they'll handle really sensitive data. Exactly. The unanswered questions are the real issue. As Andrew Crawford from the Center for Democracy and Technology puts it, how does OpenAI handle law enforcement requests? Do they just turn over the information?
These aren't just minor details. These are fundamental policy questions that are going to impact every single user who signs up for this.
Right, which brings us to the final diagnosis of this entire situation. We've got this incredible, world-changing potential on one hand, and these massive, undeniable risks on the other.
So, here's the bottom line. What you really need to know is this. It's here. AI isn't just for generic advice anymore, it is analyzing your personal biology. It's incredibly powerful, with the engine behind it outperforming human experts on key tests. It's connected, unifying all your health data into one single place. But, and this is a huge but, it is risky. You are trading deep personal data for deep insights, and some major privacy questions are still completely unanswered.
Which leaves us with the one final question that every potential user has to ask themselves. Is your new AI health navigator a doctor, a data miner, or is it both?
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.